Hello. I hope you're all well. This is a completely different kind of vibe or whatever to what I usually, fucking quotation marks, do. But this is a video that I kind of just want to talk about, like, where I am in my life and blah, 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 and what's going on with me and the point of life that I'm in at the moment. Because one, there's like a couple of people who have subscribed who don't know who the fuck I am, but two, majority of people are going to watch this are people who already know me in my life, and to those people I say hey guys. But as well, I think it's interesting to kind of capture this kind of point in my life because I'm in a bit of a weird transition. I'm in my early to mid 20s, don't know what I'm doing, so let's talk about it. Where are we? Who am I? The context of where I am at the moment. Physically, I'm in Dundee, but mentally, I don't know. I think like a lot of people, a lot of my peers, at kind of that transition stage where I don't know where I am, I don't know what I'm doing, the world is falling apart with me personally. So I have just finished a PLC in illustration that I did as a slight bit of a crisis, I guess you could say. I finished my degree last year, around this time last year actually, and it was in New Media Studies, and I loved it. I had a great time. I've made some very slay and very lovely and amazing friends that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. And when I finished, I think like a lot of people, when you finish college, I had a bit of a moment, because I didn't really know what to do. I was in that moment in my life where I was just like, oh God, like about a month after I finished, I kind of had the bit of the break of kind of going, oh my God, I'm finished college, I'm not going back to my lectures and everything in September. I don't know what the fuck's happening. And then so I cried for about a month and a half, because that's an incredibly stressful thing to go through, honestly. And I was applying to jobs because I thought, oh, media, social media, I don't know, and wasn't getting anything. To interrupt myself as I was talking, this is the moment in the footage where I literally was recording for about a good 25, nearly 30 minutes, but instead it was facing the wrong way of me building the neck and the little head of the giraffe. So, and then this is just me going, oh fuck, so that's what this moment is here. Okay, apologies for the interruption. Let's continue on to where we were. I was applying to jobs throughout the summer, kind of after I finished. Now, was I writing my cover letters with ChatGPT? Yeah, kind of, because fuck cover letters. I fucking hate them. I think they're fucking stupid. But anyway, and I obviously wasn't getting anywhere. So I had a bit of a, I think it was a good thing that happened to me though. I had a bit of a moment, and I decided with my job that I was in, I was just going to quit. I just quit. Gave them my 2 weeks notice and had no plan. I was like, no, I had a plan that I was going to take a month off. That I quit my job, was going to take a month off and just chill the fuck out and just hang out and relax, tidy my room, make stuff for the sake of making stuff, or doing whatever the fuck I wanted, because I now had this newfound freedom that I haven't really experienced before. And I thought, you know what, let's just fucking do it. So I did that and I had a great time. I'm gonna be honest, that was a really fun month. I just, as I said, chilled the fuck out and I had a great time. Read my book, did some like crochet, slay. And while I was on that month off, I kind of said, like, at the end of it, I was kind of applying to jobs, like media ones, and I said, at the end of it, if I don't have something, I'll just apply back to a job, like to work like as a barista in a shop or something, like it's grand. And while I was out with a few friends, a friend of mine was doing this internship in this production company, and through the Jukes and Reels, he was like, oh, I'm finishing soon, but I can give you their email and, you know, to do an interview and da. And I did it, and I got it, and I was there for 8-9 weeks, something like that. Now, it was paid, in inverted commas, but that's fine. Not very good pay, but whatever. There was good parts to it and there's bad parts to it. And I guess to preface it wasn't a film production company, it was an advertising agency. So very different to film. It kind of broke my like rose tinted glass of film and media and all that. And I also had like another experience last summer that I don't really want to talk about it. That was another filming related thing that just, to this day I am just so pissed off about the whole experience. But you know, that thing that happened to me plus this internship of kind of just like realizing, I knew it, but like that real concentrated thing of, you know, the media industry and everything, it is full of really cool and wonderful, artistic, interesting people, but at the end of the day, it's just about making money. And, you know, people will, I don't want to say, like, the internship people I worked with are really lovely. I would like to preface this, but like, I don't matter. It's wherever the money is coming from. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know, I just kind of got a bit disillusioned and I wasn't having a fun time. And so I was just a bit like, what am I going to do with my life? And as well, so last summer as well, a lot happened to me last summer. My nana passed away. And she's been very sick for a long time. And my nana, she was an artist. She always tried her whole life, like painted and drew. And I know, like, I got my artisticness from her, as so did one of my cousins, also on my dad's side. You know, she passed away, and it was weird because that was the first time someone like in my life had actually passed away. And while I was doing this internship and kind of going, I saw that like PLCs were being made free that year for the coming academic year. This was in about August-y time. I thought, oh, slay. And I kind of went, well, I'll just have a look into it. And I kind of found one that was in a college that was really near my parents' house, because I was living with my parents at the time, that was in illustration. And I thought, interesting. So I say free, it was €50, but €50 for the year, like, that's nothing, you know? I thought, okay. And I kind of looked into it and I went to the interview thing for it, and the woman who ended up being one of my main teachers, this woman Jane, who is so slay, she just really reminded me of my art teacher that I had in school, that woman, Pauline Norton, an absolute icon. But she was such no bullshit, and I had also applied for one in graphic design, and I was kind of talking to her. I said, I've applied for graphic design, I don't know. And she went, graphic design is doing logos all day and like magazine layouts. You don't want to do that. And I went, no, I really actually don't want to do that. Like, I felt like graphic design would help me more career wise, but I don't think I'd actually really enjoy it. She went, I think you would get a lot more satisfaction at doing like illustration, or even if you went to art, you know. Like, I actually just needed someone to say that to me, to actually just go and do art and draw and paint and like explore more artistically myself, you know. So that's what I just did for the year. And the beginning of it, I was a bit because I actually hadn't drawn or painted anything in over a year, because final year of college was just so intense. But it was actually, for the year, incredibly therapeutic. Also throughout the year, like during the year in October, I moved out of home, which was also like incredibly liberating and incredibly freeing. So yeah, that's where I am. that's kind of my past year of like, that's brought me to where I am right now. And then in life things, like myself and my boyfriend in August, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes well, we'll be moving to South Korea. Anytime I go to people, I'm moving to Korea, it's always like older dads going, oh, north or south. Hilarious. Anyway, to South Korea, you know, we like have to like finish the application, send stuff off to Korea and blah 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 blah. It's a whole process, but that's coming, and that is one of the most terrifying things that's ever going to happen to me in my life. It's so scary, but it's also so exciting. I am partially like in my head still thinking, oh, we're going to Korea, but in my head I'm like, it's a holiday, when it's like we're actually going there to work, to go and like teach English to people, to children, you know, children and teenagers. And you're like, Christ. And it's terrifying kind of when I start thinking about it, because it is literally on the other side of the world, in a country that is a complete 180 in so many regards to Ireland and Europe, you know, in terms of, you know, the obvious things like food and language, you know. It's scary, man. It's actually really, really scary. I'm very thankful that like I am going with Oshin, my boyfriend, who, like, he's okay. No, love him. I'm very happy that like we're doing it. I'm going with someone, we're going together. I'm just very glad that I'm doing this with him and with somebody who kind of did it with before when I was going on Erasmus to Germany. He moved over with me, and so it's kind of like we've done it before. Be grand, like, be fine. Now, am I moving to Korea? Are we maybe moving to Korea as like a putting it all, everything off, you know, to figure out what I actually want to do in my life? Yeah, maybe. Hey, yeah, maybe, because the thought of kind of thinking about like, well, what are we going to be doing? Girl, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. Actually, I do know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to work. I have a job. I pay rent. But in terms of, you know what I mean? Like, in terms of everything else, I'm just like, girl, I don't know. I'm trying to look at it in a positive way, to be like, oh, I'm in my 20s, I'm not meant to figure it out, blah, 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 but I'm also like, this is terrifying. Like, I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm going to be doing, which I think is a very valid thing. And I need to kind of remind myself that I literally finished my degree a year ago. I'm in my 20s. It's fine. It's fucking fine. I actually need to get off TikTok. Yeah, I like being in your 20s is fun. Do I cry? Maybe like at least once a month because I'm stressed about the future. Hey, yeah, probably. But does that also line up with my period? Yes, most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't. So, I don't know. I guess this is just like a little kind of diary entry, a little window into my life, into my brain, what's going on. Yeah, and I guess maybe that's how, because I have kind of had this thought to myself, like, what? Who the fuck do I think I am? Having a fucking YouTube channel, like, I'm not Emma Chamberlain. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not. I'm not Zoella. I'm not Dan and Phil. I'm not any of these girlies. Who the fuck do I think I am? But I think it's just a public yet personal diary for me, even though, yeah, it's I don't know. Social media is fucking weird, man. Social media is fucking weird. I have been fucking rambling on for so long that it's probably incoherent, and then I'm gonna have to edit this down and be like, for fuck's sake, with myself. Anyway, thank you for listening / watching. Hope you enjoyed watching me build a bit of Lego. I love Lego. Oh, I love Lego. I'm a Lego adult, and there's nothing you can do to like take that away from me. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening. Hope you can relate. Hashtag relatable. Slay. Anyway, talk to you in the next one. Bye bye.